guys like Jalen and Zach who stepped up to the matchups and
Yeah.
handled them pretty well.
I thought we were a little nervous at the beginning of the game. Glad that someone mentioned to me that the scoreboard wasn't working. We were looking for the score. Maybe that was a good thing early. But yeah, those guys, I think that's really important. Not just the three young guys that start, but whether it's Trey or Hunt or Bogey, or Quin, all those guys. They pick each other up, and when you have that kind of collective mindset, you're throwing yourself into the game, and I don't think you're thinking about those things.
And speaking of Trey, whether it's those nerves at the beginning, even though I doubt Trey Young gets very nervous, but he really seemed to come alive in the second half, particularly with some colorful chants.
Yeah, I'm not that. That is what it is. I think we can dig in on Trey, and whether it's his nerves, I'm more worried about him defending and pushing the ball in transition, and those are the things that he did. And I think when there's a point in the game where he could feel the game, and for him to get us good shots, and sometimes good shots are shots that you can rebound. And I thought our guys really, the offensive glass was a big part of the game for us, and Trey controlling the game through a certain stretch, but also during the majority of the game, really setting people up and pushing the ball, and that's what I want to see him do.
What turned that game?
It's hard. Any NBA games, as there's so many runs, and I think we got to a point where they missed a few shots, and I think our defense gave us a chance to get out in transition, which is important for us. We don't want to be in a half-court game, and but that requires us to get stops. It's harder when you're taking the ball out of bounds to start a possession, but even then, I thought the third quarter we really committed to running and defending.
Struggled offensively tonight. What did you think about his game?
Yeah, he's another one. I don't overanalyze what he's doing. He's competing, and invariably he misses a shot, and then he makes a play defensively and gets a great block. And I think that says as much about him as anything, that he continues to play, that he takes the next shot. And, he's had big games where he's made every shot. So this is new for a lot of our guys, and for Zach, he's been in big games, whether it be EuroLeague game or Euro Cup game, and but this is a little different. This is new, and I just think that the biggest thing for him is just to compete, to have competitive endurance, and that's true for all of our guys.
Does he have a full grasp of how to use his length? Dyson obviously knows how to use his long arms and size. I'm curious about Zach if he completely knows.
I think if he doesn't, he's finding out as we go. I think anytime, the guys that he's matched up with, physically are big and long, and he's matched up on guards a lot of times too, where he is bigger and he is longer, and he's able to stay in front, and he does use his length, particularly defensively, and the same thing on the offensive end. He can really finish, even when people make plays at the rim against him. He's fearless going in there.
Beginning of the game, Dyson fouled Jalen from behind, trying to trail him over in the roll. By the third quarter, he was pretty much blanketing him, and you guys were able to get those stops and shot clock violation, get up running. We talk so much about Dyson getting deflections, but how is he growing at being able to be that defender that solves a big problem for you and just eliminates it?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's times when it looks like he's beat, but he's able to recover so well. And one of the things that really hurt us is, when someone is, whether it's Brunson or somebody is getting in the paint, we overhelp, and then the ball gets sprayed out, and there was a number of threes where that happened. So, he's a special defender, and everything you said is right on. I think what I would point to is his ability to recover.
You guys beat now, Boston, Cleveland, New New York, playing Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I know it's only one game, it's not a series, but that is basically a playoff road almost. I mean, the teams you're playing. I mean,
Yeah.
What do you make of this now? What this is going to mean to you guys ultimately?
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm going to say about the first part. It's early in the year, and no different than, we had a really tough start at the beginning of the year, and I thought our team not only stayed together, but as we got guys back, there's some growing pains, trying to get connected. But this team's got a long runway. It's going to take us time, but I think games like this, hopefully there's some confidence that builds that you can play with some of the best teams. And, our challenge is going to be consistency. We're in the process of trying to establish an identity, and that's something, you need to win a lot of big games to do that. And we're not there yet, but I'm happy for our guys.
The last few minutes, they blitzed the ball out of Trey's hands, and your guys in the short roll, they weren't looking to just get off it right away. They were kind of taking their time to get the help defenders what they wanted to open Hunter up. How is just the way that this roster is growing giving you more options at end of games, depending on what the defense is giving you?
Yeah, I think one of the things, whether it's the end of the game or the course of the game, is, having multiple handlers and multiple playmakers, and then Trey trusting those guys. Those are small pick and rolls, and guys are rolling in the middle of the floor, and that's the right play. And when the ball does get there, you have confidence. And, Dyson, it happened a number of times with, and you saw guys cutting and playing off, which is something that, that we got to keep doing. I don't think we did that in the first half. But as you said, late, when they get more aggressive, I think the key is, Trey trusting those guys. And that's happening, and that's a big part of us being able to play that way. And, whether it's Jalen or Dyson or Zach or Hunt, having confidence in the next guy to make a play.